Has OG Dan Heng been power crept? Well, the answer is most likely yes. However, he is still pretty good as a 4-star, especially if you have up to his E4, because his E4 will allow you to get your extra turn, similar to Azila actually, and he does have some pretty nice synergies, notably Ting Yun, for example. You actually do not need an E6 Ting Yun if you do have a base form Dan Heng. Reason being is he has a 100 energy cost ult, so unless you go 2 basics, which you never would, as long as you do 1 skill and then any other thing, which is either a basic or a skill, the 50 energy from Ting Yun will get your ult up perfectly. And if you do manage to get a kill off your skill, then all you need is 1 turn and then an ult from Ting Yun to then get your ult up, which is very, very good. So, for the build on Dan Heng, he is 76% crit rate, and this is very interesting, right? Because his E1 will give him 12% if an enemy is above 50% health, and then the light cone, the Herder Shop S5, will give you 16% if the enemy is below 50%. So, regardless, he is going to be at around 88 to 90% crit rate consistently. And for everything else on him, he is running on a quantum set just because I don't have anything else, and Sal Soto just so the ult is killed, because if the ult kills, then you get the extra turn. So as you can see here with the E1, he does get that 12% crit rate. The reduced talent actually makes it very, very nice, because now every other turn you can get the res pen, so you can actually kind of manipulate when you want the res pen, to that way you can use it on your ult if you want. However, you do have to make sure that the speed debuff is on the enemy, so you can get that extra multiplier. The E4 is essentially a little Zila proc, so if the ultimate does defeat an enemy, then he will get another free turn, which is very, very nice. And on top of that, the E6 will just make the enemy slow a little bit more. So the E6 is not very necessary. E4 is a wonderful point for base form Dan Heng. Now, for the partners, we do have Ting Yun on Dance Dance Dance. Other than that, she is just on a 2-piece messenger for some speed and Von Wax, so she goes immediately, plus mainly that 5% energy is very, very nice. Now, Sparkle is 160 speed, which will help just get a couple more actions throughout the cycles, and other than that, the set doesn't matter too much. And we're also running March as the sustain. So my March is not very well built, however, she is pretty damn good, I must say. So her eidolons do help so much, mainly her 6th one for the healing, and then other than that, the aggro that you get on your skill, plus the cleanse, plus the shield, actually makes her a very, very good sustain target. Pair that, especially, actually what you want to do is you want to use her skill on herself, because if you pair that with a light cone that gives you aggro, so Landau's Choice or Japard's light cone, plus the base aggro that preservations unit have, which I believe is 125 for all preservation units, then March will essentially be targeted every other time, and if it's not her, it's obviously going to be Tank Yun. So, let's get into the run and let's see how the team performs. Dan Heng's technique is pretty good. He will get a 40% attack buff for, I believe, 2 or maybe even 3 turns, so it is quite nice. Now, hopefully March can freeze somebody. Nice, we froze that right enemy, so we will be taking a little bit less damage before we can get our shields up, which is perfect. And now, after we boost Dan Heng, we do want to skill first, so that way we can apply the skill debuff, and that way we get the extra 100-something multiplier on his ult. Okay, single target for a 4-star is not bad, especially considering that we only have Ting Yun and Sparkle. Okay, so unfortunately March just got imprisoned there, which is not too nice, but at the end of the day, what can you do, right? Back up to 6 skill points. Oh, 7, because we do have Bronya's light cone on her. Yeah, so the shield plus the damage reduction on March 7th means that her shield is still up protecting her. So the aggro is working in our favor. And now that ult is up perfectly. So let's freeze the enemy. Hopefully it lands. It didn't. Okay, that's too bad. But now we will shield. We're going to shield Ting Yun just because Ting Yun's going to get hit. She always gets hit. But shielding March is a very good option just because of that increased aggro ult to one character. Slow once more, and then with a nice multiplier on the ult. Pretty good. We missed a couple crits there, but that's okay. Perfect. The shield is back on March 7th, and the MOC buff wiped it out. So that was 2 cycles for the first side. And now on Sevarog. Can we get some freezes, March? March, get some freezes for me? Okay, I'll take the 1 freeze. It's good enough. And at this point, we'll just start applying shields to all our characters because we've already got it on March, so we might as well just protect them because we will be getting some AoE damage from both enemies. And at this point, we are going to focus on Sevarog. That way, he doesn't keep spawning the hand, and after he's dead, then we can focus on the dino. Once more. I actually don't know why I didn't ult. Why didn't I ult? Yeah, I don't know why I didn't ult. That was just a mistake. Yeah, I'm probably in thought here because it just doesn't make any sense. But, yeah. Now we won't be wasting any energy on Ting Yun. Although, unfortunately, that ult didn't benefit from the benediction, so I don't know what was going through my head. I think I was trying to, possibly save it to kill the hand, although then I realized that the buff was going to take it out, so I decided just not to. And now we'll basic just because we want to boost with Sparkle. Sevarog is in range of breaking with another skill, so we don't need to apply the toughness damage from Ting Yun to it. Now, there's actually an interesting tech. You could run Dan Heng on speed boots, so because of his, he gains speed, he has a 50% base chance of increasing his speed every single time. So every time he attacks. So as you can see right now, see Dan Heng is actually in front of Sparkle, and he's on attack boots. So maybe you actually don't need to run speed. So we will get it a turn before Sparkle boosts him up once again. And the hand comes out once more. So just in case, we are going to pop the ult in case Sparkle is the one who gets taken because we only had 0 skill points. And now we'll freeze, which is actually very, very nice because then the hand won't be taking anybody if we can land it. Wow, she hit all 3 freezes. And at this point, Dan Heng is pretty buffed up, and he also gets that reduced probability of getting hit since he is low health. Although the AoE still will hit, so we probably do want to shield him at some point. If we could have broken the hand there, then we probably would have gone for the hand, but hopefully the buff takes it out and then we don't have to worry about it. So now the dinosaur is dead. And we'll shield. Who will we shield? Yeah. Dan Heng will get shield so he doesn't die. And okay, the hand got killed by the buff. The buff is way too strong. Buff is way too strong. 1%. Should we buff or should we just let Ting Yun do it? I think Ting Yun will be able to take it, and she does. So that is the run. Was it very impressive? Not necessarily, but did we get it within the 5 cycles? Then we have 5 cycles for the next side? Yes. So if you guys enjoyed it, please like the video, comment any ideas you guys have, and subscribe, of course. Thanks for watching. Adios.